We are calling on Motunrayo Koyejo to teach us or to lecture us on bridging traditional fintech with traditional finance, with decentralized finance. Sorry, thank you.
My name is Motunrayo. I am a software engineer. I currently work in a financial technology company in Lagos, Nigeria. So today, I'm going to be speaking on how we can bridge traditional financial applications with DeFi. Many of us here work with DeFi. Well, you know what DeFi is, right? So when I was submitting this proposal, I was like, why do I want to give this talk? And then I realized that we have so many disconnects between how the real life work, how money works in real life and how money works in Web3. So I'm going to try my best to explain how we can bridge the gap. So firstly, Fintech has changed how we move money in Africa, Nigeria especially. You'd agree with me that you can be in this room and you can send money to your sibling in university and they will most likely receive it instantly. Am I correct? You guys are not giving me the response. You can be here in this room and open your phone and decide to invest in maybe in a financial asset in money markets, and you can do it right on your phone, and at the end of the month you get your interest. Is that correct? So Fintech has made a lot of things so easy, and then if you look at the Web3 aspect, there are so many people that don't even understand how things work. So I have a slide that says why this talk. So, and then this explains that because Fintech has, guys, you're not helping me with my slide. Oh, okay. Okay. So I was explaining that Fintech has made financial services very easy, especially here in Africa. And then I used the money transfer banking example, which most of us agree with. But there are quite a number of limitations to that, right? There are high fees. For example, even if you transfer money to somebody for free, the bank actually pays. Do you guys know that banks actually pay if you use OPay now, Money Point, and then you are transferring for free? Do you know that there's an hidden cost that the bank has to make just so that you can make that transaction? If you use a traditional bank, you probably have to pay 57 naira, correct? Yeah, so the transferring money or moving money around in Web2 costs money, right? This is one of the limitations of moving money in Web2, right? And then we have cross-border barriers. I cannot now say I want to send money to somebody in Ghana, Ghana that is literally here in West Africa. Let's use Benin Republic as a good example. Right now, I can't send money to somebody in Cotonou without going through a lot of hassle, going to the bank. It's so confusing. Benin is literally 3 hours away from us, and I can't send money to somebody in Benin Republic and then they'll receive it immediately. So now imagine sending to somebody in Ghana, or it's even easier to send money to the US than to send money to somebody in West Africa. Has anybody tried sending money to somebody in West Africa? You guys don't have family members or friends Okay, so this is one of the limitations of the Fintech, and then the infrastructure is weak, so it's not strong enough to handle a lot of things. A lot of our banks are still running on code from the 90s, the 1980s, and then for a bank upgrade, you just see that any bank would just go down for a whole day. Has anybody experienced bank downtimes? I'm sure most of us have. I mean, this topic is very interesting to me because it's something that is very familiar to all of us. So if you look at on the Web3 side, you can transfer USDT. Let's not even use USDT. You can transfer Solana to somebody here now, even if the person is in Australia, or even if they're in Hellfire, as long as they're on the heads, right, they are going to receive it. Do you agree? Yeah. So Web3 offers both solutions, but the problem is that it lacks real world groundings. Things are working as they should work. It's easy to send money, but nobody knows how to do it, or most people don't know how to do it because it is rough to use. It's not user friendly. You have to be a native crypto user to understand how to use Web3. I don't know when you guys got into crypto, but I got into crypto I started playing around with crypto maybe in COVID year 2020, and for I gave up. I left. I came back. I'm like, what's happening here? I'm sure most of us have that experience or would have had the experience in the past. So this is one of the limitations. I've explained the limitations of financial technology in Africa, and then even though Web3 offers like both solutions, this is one of it. So I've probably talked about this slightly, but I'm going to emphasize on it. So today in Africa, Fintech, we have mobile money. I mean, in some African countries, M-Pesa. I think that's what they're trying to make OPay do, but theirs is more of agency banking. We can send money without internet, USSD. You have your phone, you don't have access to the internet, you can send money to somebody, you can buy airtime, you can do a lot of things with just USSD. We have wallet-based payment, but we experience currency instability. You have Naira, you want to send CDs, or you want to send dollars, and then maybe by the time you send the money to the person, the value of the money you sent would have reduced because Naira is shaky. Anybody has experienced that? So I'm trying to key into our real life experience because this is something that a lot of people would have experienced. Then there's remittance cost. You probably want to send like $100 and then they're asking you to bring $10. It's like 10%. Like, are you good? So yeah. Then there's KYC bottleneck. Before you open an account, you have to, submit your BVN, take a picture, a live picture, submit a lot of KYC requirements, and then it's not easy. It's not, the interoperability is not seamless. It's limited because you can't easily like connect to a lot of things, right? And I said here that users trust the system that they can see and understand. People have used like fintech products. I mean, before fintech got to this stage, there was a time where people could not trust opening online banks. Like you say, oh, I have a bank with Skuda. What is Skuda? Do they have a bank? I can't put my money there. But now even our parents use OPay. Like everybody has OPay, PamPay, even older people, surprisingly, right? So fintech has done like a lot of like groundwork that has made like things easier. So what Web3 offers? So this is coming from the previous slide that talks about like the challenges of fintech. And then Web3 offers decentralization, stable coins, which means that you can protect your value. Even if you send one USDT from here to wherever, the person will get one USDT, apart from the, of course, fees, the gas fees and all of that. But the person will get the same amount you send, the same value, and then you can use smart contracts to like move things around, and then it's transparent. Somebody can send money, and then you can go and trace it. You can trace what somebody did like last week, last month, without needing to get to their bank, asking them to submit an account statement. Everything is practically open, so you can see it, right? And then you can easily reclaim like your financial identity. So now I want to go to where Web3 falls short, and this is like one of the important reasons why we're having this talk. Onboarding. It's not so easy to onboard people in Web3 or in Web3, right? When people want to maybe create an account, they need like seed phrases. They have to keep that. So you have to explain that if you lose this seed phrase, your money is gone for life. You have to explain gas fees to them. Then the regulation at the moment is a bit limited, which means that in most African markets, basically, the government can come tomorrow and say, okay, I mean, our government came 2 years ago and said we cannot trade crypto. They can come again and say, okay, this is what's happening again. Like, things change because the regulations do not exist. And then there's limited access to like a lot of stuffs. Also, for expert knowledge, apps are built for just native users. So people open apps and they don't understand what's happening because it wasn't built for them. It was built for people that already understand crypto. This is one of the problems with Web3. So I want to talk on what we can learn, fintech lessons that Web3 should learn, and I'll just try to wrap it up now because I'm almost done with my time, right? So one thing that Web3 can learn from fintech is to make onboarding easy. For example, if you want to onboard on some bank applications, sometimes they will allow you onboard first, get an account number before they start like disturbing you for like other things. Do you agree with me? Then they can also like, use like Agents Network and USSD. If you go to Zamfarawa today, you will see like a Money Point POS merchant. Like if you go to deep places, you can use USSD even without internet to send money. So Web3 doesn't have that. You have to have internet. You even have to have an Android phone at least, right? You have to have a good phone to be able to do that. And then we have to think of compliance and transparency and how to support customers, especially like early people that are not very, that are not deep into crypto yet. So trying to wrap up fast so that, so I'll just go to my final thoughts. Yeah, the pathway, I'll wrap up here. So Web 2 and Web 3 people can collaborate together to try to like build stuffs that would make, for example, you're building a Web 3 app, you don't have to think of building just for crypto native people. You can build for people that are not very deep into Web 3 yet, make the onboarding friendly, build products with local constraints in mind. For example, in Nigeria, you know that a lot of people don't have access to like internet. So when you're building a product, a Web3 product, think about them. A Web3 financial product, think about them. Talk to regulatory people from start. Don't just build and expect that they will conform to what you already have, and then translate the UX, make the UX better. So I'm going to stop now. Yeah, thank you everybody for this session.